A very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the AIDS for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As you all know by now, on the 9th of April, we had a wicked volcanic eruption in the islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Today, we are joined by two patriotic Grenadians, if I may call them that, and St. Vincent's, right, as he corrects me. And we have the likes of Carlos James with us, expecting to also be speaking with John Ants. But before we open up the show, let's give it a spiritual blessing. And I'm going to play this video that was done by Rudy McRae. He lives all the way in Scotland. And I think it's most suitable because when people are going through turmoil here in Jamaica and elsewhere all over the world, we need divine intervention. Whichever God you serve, we're not particular with gods because we're not here to tell you the name of your God or what God you should serve. But we know that there's a greater power that is greater than all of us on this earth. So we're going to start it with Carry Us Over.
Us over, Lord. This a big stone production. Carry us over, Lord. Me say a prayer for me leaders today. Give them strength and wisdom, my Lord. Help them make the right decision. Right about I know the world of trouble. Hold place shut, don't watch the prices, them a double, my Lord. Mitzi say she a go a back road stand up. You not go recognize her in her clothes and makeup. Youths them a ball, had no food in the pot. Landlord him a forward in him not take no chat. Gabby she a work till she foot her swell up. Stretching out the money but it still not add up. Pressure building up, she said the pipe it a go bust. Lord won't you plead her cause. That's why I'm down on my knees. El Shaddai, won't you carry us, please? Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord? Carry us over, Lord. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah. Father, all I want, all I need, yes, we look to you. When the food I run out, and the gas I run out, and the rent it is well overdue. Well, right now my people them hungry. Situation out the road look kinda ugly. You not believe me, then go ask Miss Vicky. She tell you it not pretty at all. Wants, cares and needs. For certain people opportunity, that a scarce commodity. Oh, Father, hear my plea. Send another Bogle or another Sister Nanny, another Marcus Garvey, Sam Sharp or Ataki. Lord, send a Moses carry across the Red Sea. Oh, won't you hear my plea? That's why I'm down on my knees. Father, won't you carry us, please? Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord? Carry us over, Jah. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah, Jah. And make we stick to the task, stick to the creed. Stepping out your lane, I may not drop me speed. People balling out, Lord, them have more feet. Lord, won't you hear my plea? That's why I'm down on my knees. El Shaddai, won't you carry us, please? Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord? Carry us over, Jah. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah. And it's for all I want and all I need. Yes, we look to you. And when the gas a run out and the money run out and the rent it is well overdue, Lord, we look to you.
Wow. A very powerful song, ladies and gentlemen, by Rudy McCrae, asking the Almighty for assistance in a very trivial time. My very special guest today, ladies and gentlemen, is Carlos James, as invention, and also John Hans. He'll be checking in with us momentarily. But before we go into Carlos, let's go and see what it was like on that day of April 9th, 2021, in the St. Vincent Grenadines. Wow, 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 wow. Carlos, could you please explain to the world what was happening there on the 9th of April? What were we looking at just a while ago?
Just a while ago, we were looking at what happened a couple of days after, because the volcano brought a lot of flooding with it. And what we just looked at were previously villages, homes of many people, my fellow Vincentians. And most of them are now displaced in several shelters throughout the country, some private and some public.
Wow, wow. I can just imagine it must be very uncomfortable to be taken away from your home that you're accustomed to, where there's food and water and everything at your disposal, and to be put in a place with people that sometimes you don't even know. Sometimes strangers, because I know even though the island has 110,000 people, but not everybody know everybody personally.
That's
Also
true.
on my screen, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the organizers, as Carlos James, for this live aid, as we call it, John Ants. John, welcome, man. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Greetings, greetings. It's a pleasure. Big Stone Records and the whole of Jamaica. Country meets Don Carlos James, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's for a good cause. So I'm 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 gonna really share what is happening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and what we have been doing as as individuals and as an organization and a whole, and being a cultural ambassador, my national duty and the roles that I'm playing.
Yes. First, I want to big up Royal Root Studio for bringing this to my attention. Levon, big up yourself, Levon. She was taken aback, as you know, she's a solid humanitarian, and she always reach out to people from across the world to see how much we can help them. Even if we don't have the cash or the kind, but we have the platform that we can utilize to reach people everywhere on the planet Earth. So people from all over the world will be watching this, and we hope to sensitize people so they can dig deep in their pocket and assist this live aid so that we can help in whatever shape or form to make the lives of these inventions a little bit easier. I know it's not going to return them to normal, but it will ease the pressure in a shelter or ease the pressure in someone's home, who invited them in their homes. Ease the pressure. You can either send cash or kind. We're talking about water. We're talking about sanitary utensils. Whatever you can put your hands on, put it in a barrel. And there's a contact number on your screen if you need further information in regards to our address or so forth. You can contact Carlos James at 1-784-434-1213. I'm going to show you another video, ladies and gentlemen, because you're going to see different angles before we get into the meat of the matter. We just want you to see the kind of destruction that came upon these beautiful people, our neighbors, the St. Vincents. Let's take a look.
Sandy the people now matching up. So you can send a see me, your house gone. Yeah, Choppy. Your place have been gone too.
Wow, as you can hear people saying, my house gone. Then another brother said, your house has been gone too. So you know exactly what we're talking about, that it is destruction on the land. Carlos, tell us about what's happening there.
Yeah, well, the volcano located north of the country. So we have what you call the red zone. So on the advice of the professionals, the Prime Minister ordered the evacuation on Thursday the 8th of April.
Okay.
So all the shelters, most of these shelters are considered to be where most persons go in. They are like the schools, churches, and community centers. They will be headed by the church leader, the school principal, and they will also be assisted by shelter managers and assistants. And these persons who will volunteer of the time throughout the time so far. This is our 11th day, and they've been given 100% effort on the ground to assist these persons displaced. I think, if Hans can correct me, I think we have about 20,000 persons displaced from the northern side of the country, where we call the red zone. So we have to evacuate them from the red zone into the safer zones.
Wow.
I think on record there is about 4,000 plus persons registered in the public shelters. And I think we have, based on the stats that I got earlier this morning, we have 5,398 persons displaced in private shelters.
Wow, wow.
4,326 persons in public shelters. But there is a registration process, and it appears that there's also another 10,000 persons unregistered thus far.
Wow, wow. How can you enhance a little bit more of what my brother Carlos had said, John?
Well, I will speak about the demographic in terms of the population, the social status of these persons. You know, most of them are the elderly, consist of disabled person, those who are diabetic, who have hypertension and other chronic disease. Also, we have a lot of kids in the shelter, ranging from infants. At one shelter where we were dealing with, and Carlos could attest to this, there was a baby that was just 1 week old in the shelter. And I could tell you this, a shelter is not a place for a newborn baby who just came out of hospital, because there's a lot of ashes, and you don't have clean running water, and the bedding, or the in terms of comfort, they were sleeping on desks and stuff like that, and then they got, like, because they're in the school, desks and chairs that they made makeshift beds to accommodate them until they got the assistance from locals. Carlos would have been very instrumental in providing, sheets, and myself reach out to a couple of villagers and ask persons to donate mattresses and stuff like that. But the bedding is somewhat under control because we would have got some cuts. But it's mostly the elderly persons who really, and the disabled and the kids really and truly, because they're the ones who are suffering, to be honest.
How is your medical supply? Because with the elderly, they have to get their medication and so on. How has that been working out for you guys?
Well, we have been trying to get some medical supplies. But
Mm-hmm.
as you know, some drugs you have to go through the health authorities to get them, because you can't go readily and get insulin from a pharmacy that easily. You
Okay,
have
it
to
has to be
contact,
prescribed.
have to
Okay,
be
I see.
prescribed as well too. So that has been one of the backlogs that we have had been having, some challenges with. But we are reaching out to the nurses. But what is really needed is ventilators, inhalers for those persons who are asthmatic, and for those persons who can't really move around and stuff like that. We need to be in tune with what they eat health wise, because not everyone is eating the canned food, and not everyone is eating the whole heap of starch or salt, and so they need somewhat special diet, because those persons who are hypertensive, and the shelters are limited in terms of the food, because the food when they cook one dish is across the board. So we're basically trying and try to assess the problem. We are organization. We're not a governmental organization, but we're
And we applaud you for your effort, man, because if everyone can put their tool in, you know what I mean? If everybody can put their 2 cents in, man, I preach that every day in my country, man. It doesn't take, in 1961, I think it was, when John F. Kennedy was sworn in as president, he said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So we commend you, Carlos, and we commend you, John, man, for thinking not of yourself or your immediate family, because some people could be they're scrounging just to find food for their family, but here you are on a platform trying to get as much help as we possibly can for your own countrymen, and that is a tremendous applaud from us here in Jamaica. Our Prime Minister have pledged in a few days ago that whatever assistance the country of Jamaica can offer to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be able to push it forward. And I think I can speak for every single Jamaican that we are in solidarity with you as our next door neighbor. We feel your pain. When you cry, we cry. You understand me? When you're uncomfortable, we are uncomfortable, because we're all brothers and sisters in the diaspora. I'm gonna play one more video again because I have a number of videos. I just want the world to see before we get even more deeper into some of the help and the aids, because we need as much assistance. Assistance can't be too much, as you know. We have the elderly, we have children, we have newborns, and the conditions there with the hash. They need ventilators, they need all kind of stuff to breathe properly. And that's why we're begging you, we're asking you, please look at the number there and call. And there is a crowdfunding platform by the name of Real Helping Hands. At the end of this video, I'm going to put the link in the description, and you can click on that description wherever you are in the world, right? Please, a $10 US, a £10 euro, a £10 anything, please put it in that Real Helping Hand crowdfunding, because it will go a long way. The population of the earth is 7+ billion people. If we can get 100 million people to put $1, then the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines would breathe a little easier come tomorrow. So please, I'm asking you, contact the number if you want to send a barrel, if you want to send utensils, if you want to send cash or kind. You can still reach out to call us, James, at 784-434-1213, or reach out to John, and then he'll supply you also with a number so that you can not get through to call us. Maybe on the island there's disruption and you're not getting through to Carlos, we need to be able to get through to John. But the real helping hand crowdfunding is there, where you can just use your credit card and donate $20 or $50 or $100 or $500, anything that you can afford. And even if you cannot afford anything, share the link, because once you share the link, it might just reach into the hands of someone who is able to afford the help. So let's go to another video and we'll see what is happening to our brothers and sisters in the Grenadine. It's not a pretty sight, ladies and gentlemen, but we have to show you just the same. This is another of the video. As you can see, there's not but ash all over the place. Take us through this.
Everything gone. Everything gone. Passion fruit, plantain, banana, coconut, golden apple, everything.
Wow. Wow. Look at that. Everywhere you see, ladies and gentlemen, it's covered with ash. And you know, with ash, you know, you can't breathe, because that is poisonous right there. All the fruits, all the crops are down. There's nothing can be reaped. So this year is going to be a bad year for people in St. Vincent. You know, who are accustomed to their crops and so on. Look at that. Look at that devastation of a volcano.
Rumbling again.
Look at that. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick glance of what has been happening in the Grenadines. Talk to me, Carlos. What happened there? Was that somebody's farm that we were looking at?
Yes, that's one of the farms, of the many farms in the red zone era. Red zone consists of constituencies such as Sandy Bay, Fancy, Oria, Chatibele. Those areas, because of their location to the volcano, were most significantly affected. There are other zones. We have some zones such as the green zone, and you know, green is considered to be safe.
Right.
But in the green zone, the amount of ash fall that we had here, you could just imagine that if it was so hard for me here in the green zone, how difficult it was for Porso in the red zone. So the video shows it all, but that's not a depiction of the entire country, because life is going on as we speak right now. The capital is up and running. The businesses open to supply the shelters with food and things like that. The banking is operational, but for the last 11 days, those systems were significantly disrupted. Things are getting a little better in the green zone, but for those 20,000 persons who are displaced, they are like our guests until everything settles. The record shows that our last of the 30 eruptions was 4:49 p.m. yesterday.
Wow.
Before that, Hansi can confirm, I think before that the last one was Friday. So the time apart is increasing, but the record shows that it is not near the end as yet. The science shows that this may continue for months.
Wow.
It may continue just for weeks, but it may continue for months. So as we host our fellow brothers and sisters in the safe zone, the efforts that my group contributes to, which I'm the leader of, and Hans and all our other connections, because we network things that I can source, I will share it with Hans team so he can get it to persons who in need. What we did from the Friday, which was April 9th of the eruption, for
Yes.
that 3-4 days, our main efforts were getting persons comfortable in the shelter. We are from a constituency called Maraqua. Maraqua has 11 shelters.
Mm-hmm.
Our shelter has up to 100 persons. Some shelter has only about 2.
Wow.
So, it varies. But what we did, because it was hard to travel outside of our community, we
Yes.
focused originally on our constituency where we could have drive from place to place. When we got a mattress to borrow from somebody, we can pick it up, drive, drop it to the shelter, blankets and other things that can help make life in the shelter more comfortable. Um, the national, what they call it, NEMO, National Emergency Center here, they, of course, putting things in place to get out to the shelters. But in that interim, we saw it fit with our connections on the ground and with the shelter managers that persons needed items. So while the government put things in place to get a caterer to provide food and so forth, some of these shelters have a kitchen. We went out, we purchased cases of chicken, distributed them to the places that has a freezer to store and has a kitchen to cook and that kind of stuff. And we tried our best to reach as many persons in private homes also. Because as you see, the numbers show that there are much more persons in private homes than in the public shelters. Now, from our savings of fundraising events, because my group, we are a Juve band, so carnival time we do events and our funds are not to go into our pockets. Our funds are put aside to help in our communities. We assist churches, school, we send kids to school, assist with buying books and all those type of things. We do we do food baskets at Christmas time and at Easter time and so forth to help. So the record shows that we are always giving, and we just want persons to know that we are a trusted organization. Hans is an ambassador of the country, a cultural ambassador of the country, and without asking, we went out on our own and did all of this to help our fellow brothers and sisters. And as I indicated earlier, this may go on for a while. So any help we can get will help us to get things sorted on the ground. The government is doing what they can, but the government can't do it all alone. The networking that we can do with our links, as I can say, we can get some things done faster. It might not be on the big scale as the government, but we can make things happen very, very quick within our network.
Yes.
So even if persons don't want to come through our network, we are willing to also share the contacts for the government so that they can go through that channel if they prefer that way. Our main aim is to get help for the country.
Yes. And we echo that. We would never associate ourselves. We would never associate ourselves with any group or organization that is unscrupulous, that would put the funding in your own pocket. We know that you're well trustworthy. We did our background check on you, Carlos and John, and everybody that we came in contact with you speak highly of the work that you all have been doing for your countrymen. and they can see the work that I've been doing for my country, Jamaica, because I love this country so much, and I know you share the same sentiment with your country. So we gave up this platform easily so that the world can get an opportunity to see that, hey, you guys need the help and as much help as you possibly can.
Yeah.
John, let's talk a little bit about you and the work that you've been doing in this community.
Well, as Carlos mentioned, being a cultural ambassador recently appointed, I've been doing a lot of work representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines, beyond the shores, as far as Kazakhstan and the UK, America, and so forth. But I've been very instrumental walking along with Country Meets Tongue. I'm a big fan of the Kids Fair every year. I don't want to miss the Kids Fair because, it brings joy to the community and to see the kids to not only get a gift around Christmas time, but Country Meets Tongue has been, giving back in terms of the back to school promotion and donating books and other necessities for the kids to go back to school in terms of uniform. And it was quite fitting to join forces with Carlos. We are part of he's a part of my management team as well, where music is concerned, you know, and we try to improve the community. He's on the other side, I'm on the other side, and we're trying to develop the area as much as we can. Recently we got a playing field in Evisham for the youngsters who have been kicking ball on the school premises and destroying the school unintentionally. But we would have fixed that by getting, you know, um, the playing field being built in our community, and a lot of projects. We go to the schools, I go to the prisons, I do motivational sessions with the prisoners, songwriting sessions with them, and other programs for rehabilitation for the prisoners in my country, and along with the secondary school, because the music is what helps to reach the people and to get them to really come on board with the positive energies that we're putting now. So we have been working. It's not only has John. There's Country Meets Don Carlos has been very instrumental and in terms of sports, football competition, cricket, you know, um, and even in the school, because he's been giving back a lot. If I tell him, manage, we need to reach out to XYZ, he will definitely help. And there's Island Network as well, who I've been working along with, and other groups, Royal Roots, of course, and Big Stone Records. We recently started working together, and look where we are today. We have been putting in some work.
Well, guess what? We
Yeah.
personally, it was very easy for me. Once Royal Roots touched my phone and told me what has happened to you guys, the disaster, it was very, very, very easy for me to straight. Even if I had my last dollar, even if my lunch today would depend on me going away from the studio to get food for myself to eat, I would sacrifice that because I know that it is much more important to help someone, especially when they're in dire need. And the people of St. Vincent, the over 20 something thousand people that has been displaced, they need our support more so than ever. I read that the last time you have had a volcanic eruption was in 1979, right?
Correct.
Is this something that happened ever so often, or it takes a long time before it erupts again? Because we can't have this on a continuing basis, can we? Carlos.
The last time, yes, was 1979. Before that was 1902.
Wow, that's a
So
long stretch.
yeah, so it's the walk of nature. Just like hurricanes, they come sometime, they don't. And what's worrying to a lot of persons in this part of the country is that the hurricane season starts in a couple of months.
Wow. With that, wow, it's gonna be devastating with all them. So how are you gonna
Yeah.
clean up that soot and that ash? How do you get rid of that?
Well, in the green zone, they've been doing a lot of pumping of waters from the river to use to clean a lot of the places. But out in the red zone, it's a task. I think the government is trying to sort some special equipment to get that done. I know on the agriculture side, because I must state that a lot of parcels in these areas of the country, they depend on farming, they depend on fishing, they depend on livestock.
I stop. The same thing we do here.
So these people will normally get by because they have the lands, they have produce that they can sell, they can go to the sea and fish. But no, when you are displaced, I know a couple of them will have taken the risk to go back out. And as I mentioned earlier, yesterday at 4:49, there was another eruption. We did lunch at one of the shelters yesterday, the Marca Government School. And after lunch, we were playing some cricket games. And then boom, there was this other explosion. And one of the guys said to me that just when I thought it was okay, because it was over 48 hours before an explosion. And he was saying that I really think that was it. But no, with this other one, they're coming to the realization that they can be here for a while.
I noticed, Carlos, that, and I'm asking because I didn't see it. Is there any lava coming out of that eruption, or is just ash?
No lava.
Okay, thank God, because lava, it would be even worse. Lava coming from a volcanic eruption is dangerous because it blazes and eats up everything in its path. I'm going to show our fans again out there, and I'm appealing to you. Please go to Real LP9 crowdfunding. It's a platform that is set up directly to assist the people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, for people who are all over the world, people who have a little bit more that they can give. Share with this community. They need your help. Please, I'm asking you, please. Go to your credit card and please donate something. $10 or $20 US, $50 or $100, anything you can afford. You can afford to donate $1,000. I know the people there, the children, the elderly, they will respect it and welcome it so much because they're displaced, and to be away from home, away from your comfort zone and into a place with strangers is not a very comfortable thing or a pretty sight. So I'm going to go again now and show them another of the videos that we've collected, to show the world what has been happening to our countrymen, our fellow Grenadians.
Vincentians.
I keep saying Grenadians,
Vincentians.
You have to be Vincentians. That's the word I want to keep.
Vinces.
All right. This is it. Take a look.
Yeah, I come in there.
Let me play that again, man, because that one was so quick. I want to see that again. Put all that stuff on the outside. That's on the ocean.
Yeah, I come in there.
see what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It's devastating. It's very, very, very devastating. James, someone is asking if this number is on WhatsApp. Is this a
Yes,
WhatsApp
it
number?
is. Yes, please.
Okay. This is a WhatsApp number. Her name is Kathleen Sutherland, and she just asked the question. Numbers on WhatsApp. She want to reach out to you. Please do, Kathleen. Please, they need it. Anything that you can afford. And I'm asking all my fans, please, anything that you can afford to give, please give it, because they need it at this time. They need every single dollar. And again, your prayers is much needed. If you can't
Yes.
afford to donate, pray for these people. Have them in your thoughts with your prayers. And if you can't donate, please share the crowdfunding link to someone else who can. Let's keep sharing it. Let this live aid go viral, because the more people that we reach is the more people that we can see helping my fellow Vinces. That's easier to call, Claude. My fellow Vinces.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
I was talking to John yesterday, James, in regards to possibly doing a virtual, asking the entertainers of Jamaica, and I know they would give up their time free of all charges. So I'm saying this is something that you guys can look into, John, and you can look into James, and to see if we can come up at the nearest possible time, and we do a virtual concert where they can, like a live aid kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where
Yes.
people can get entertained, and at the same time, being entertained, they can hear their favorite artists pleading and reaching out and offering some assistance. Please. John,
Yeah.
what is it like for you now that you're seeing this devastation? Where were you in 1979? Were you there in 1979 when you had that eruption? Or you wasn't even born yet?
I wasn't even born yet.
Well, let me move up.
Neither me.
It's a baby then. James, what about you, James? Were you there?
No, I wasn't born yet either.
You wasn't even born yet? Oh my God. So what are you trying to say? I'm the
So-
oldest man on the panel.
That goes to show how young we are, and
Yeah,
yet
yeah.
we are showing so much good
Yes.
humanitarian in
I
us.
love it. I will be 64 in July, and I love when we see. I love working with young people, because when we see youngsters like yourself, John and James, working together as a team, it tells us that we, as the older folks, the dinosaurs, our old golden age is secure, and we're gonna have a John and a James to help us cross the street. As a matter of fact, look at it. John and James are two biblical names.
That's true.
You
That's
are
true.
Samaritans. You are ambassadors. So keep up the great work, man. What else can you tell us about what is happening on your island? Any one of you can jump in.
Well, I'm going first, Carlos.
Okay.
Well, you see the visits to the private homes in particular.
Yes.
The persons, they have been hitting us emotionally, because when we go and we see the conditions, of persons there who don't have, like underwears, because it was a grab and go situation for them. It is a very emotional one. When you see that persons leave their animals behind, and their animals, is their livelihood, and they all would have died. I know one farmer who is at the shelter, he would have
You would have lost everything.
Yes.
You would have lost everything.
like 19 sheep.
But you can jump in,
19
James.
sheep, sorry. He
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, John.
Hello?
Well, we're getting a little stuck there. James, you can jump in.
Yeah. As I will add to what you were saying in regards to going to the shelters, going to the private homes, hearing their stories, it fuels me. And I know it does the same to him. It fuels us more. I'm just the face of it. And as I say, we have a network. So with our team, we stretch our resources as wide as we can. Just before this interview, I got a call from another person, DJQ, who is also part of Hans Island Network team. He said there's a family that reached out to him, but that family is closer to my constituency. So I will use my stock of goods and sort out a package for them this evening and drop them off. So like on Saturday, myself and another member of the team, we drove around to about 10 different homes to drop off stuff. Most of the public shelters are better settled now. So our main focus is on the private shelters. So we use our vehicle, we drive from community to community, wherever these families are, to bring them some sort of comfort. The government aid will get to them, but we understand the system. We know they will get to them. They are very stretched at this time, and until that help get to them, we're using our resources, our network, and with the help of you out there, we can continue it as long as our resources can last.
Our callers, a lot of people have been asking me on my WhatsApp, has there been any casualty? Has there been any lost alive?
Thankfully, no. We give thanks for that. The evacuation order was very timely. Dr. Richie Robertson has been doing a great job to our nation. The evacuation order was given the Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
And the volcano blew Friday morning. I can't remember the exact time, but sometime after 8 Friday morning. Everyone was not out of the red zone at that time. And those persons who had to just run. I mean, a family of 11 was telling me that she could not even go back in her house to get her purse. So she has cash, but it's just that when this happened, you just had to run, get a transport, get out of there. Because
can I ask you a question, Jim? Not to cut you. Do you all practice a drill, like it's a drill in the schools to say that just in case the volcano erupts, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, and so on? Talk to us about that.
Yes, the NEMO did a lot of that since we had the effusive stage, which started in December. So they were prepared. The planning was in place. But as you know, you could practice in a test match and make a lot of runs. And when the real game comes,
you can't. I understand. You forget everything. The real thing.
Yeah.
It's just like
and then psychologically too, when you do those dry runs, because you know it is just a drill.
A dry run, it's no danger there.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like if you take a soldier or a police officer and you have him on the range and you show him how to fire a gun and so on and so forth. And you say, all right, no problem, but there's no bullets coming back at him.
That's true.
In the red zone and bullets start flying left, right, and center, and God forbid you see somebody fall beside you, then that's when panicky and anxiety chips in.
Yes.
John, talk to me. What's going on there now?
Well, as Carlos mentioned, the efforts are still ongoing, especially the private shelters in the private homes. We are reaching a lot of persons because we are using our own vehicles and going to some areas that the authorities or NEMO, are not so familiar with, or they're taking a good bit of time to reach there. We are always on the ground, so we know the ins and outs of the different villages and communities, and they're easily accessible to us because we know the terrain and stuff like that. So there's a lot of ongoing drive. The shelters, as Carlos mentioned, in a much better position as of today.
Yeah.
But our main concern on the urgent help and need are those persons in the private homes, and bearing in mind COVID-19 is still present here.
Exactly. I was gonna ask you, how are you coping with that? That clear and present danger is there lurking over here, and with all these people bundling up and moving from point A to point B, and we don't know who have the virus or who don't, and it's chaotic,
Yeah. But we try to practice the protocol as much as possible in terms of wearing our masks, protect us not just from the COVID but also from the ash. Although there's no ash fall currently, the ash that were on the road, on the trees, when the wind blow, it's still there. So we wear our masks at all time. We advise persons also to do that. It will help save your life, because you might not be that affected now. Even for persons who did not have respiratory problems, it is predicted that several persons may eventually get problems later down. So try your best. So things like buying face masks, it can never be too much. It can never be too much. We also try in the shelters to, as Hans said, make life comfortable. So one of the shelters we are planning a movie night, doing some popcorn, make them feel welcome. We see them as our guests. Another shelter is planning a barbecue, so we solicit help from persons out there to sponsor chicken and different things that can help them feel, I'm not at home, but at least
close to it.
The shelter is helping me feel a little better, ease your mind away from that stress, knowing that I don't have my own bed to lie down on after this barbecue or this movie night, bingo night, anything that we can help with, we will be doing it. It's just 11 days in. It could be another 11 months, maybe just 11 weeks, maybe just 11 days.
Well,
but
we never know.
We don't know. We don't know.
What about help from the United Nations, big countries like, the United States of America and England and Canada? Are they coming on board? Are there any light at the end of the tunnel with them?
Hans, you may be able to assist there.
Yeah, we have been getting a lot of support from the diaspora in terms of nationals who are living in the UK, who are living in America, and other places around the world. They have been, sending back home barrels and stuff like that. More on from a governmental, position.
Yeah.
From reading the news, I've heard that the government would have received some donations from the United Nations and America and other international bodies to help with aid. But what I can say, everything, these transactions probably take
time,
and we are doing what we can do on the ground here to help out the problem until that would have come on full stream.
Yeah, I know there are a lot of Jamaicans over there in St. Vincent, because when the news break of the volcano, I was listening to my radio, and I heard a lady. She's a nurse, and she said, I think she's in the green zone, but the ash somewhat affects them, so she had to use her swimming pool. She have a pool in her house, and she used the pool. She cover over the pool, and she takes water from the pool to flush her toilet, probably to shower and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, we Jamaicans know how to turn we on, make fashion, as Miss Lou would say. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play back the video again by Rudy McCray. I want you all to take time out now and see if you can send Carlos James a WhatsApp message. The number is placed on your screen. We're going to be playing this video for 3 minutes. Reach out to the Real Helping Hands crowdfunding. Make your donation. We're going to use this time to do it. So please, as we upload this video, we're asking you to call us and to reach out to John and to reach out to our fellow countrymen. Carry us over.
Carry us over, Lord. This a big stone production. Carry us over, Lord. Me say a prayer for me leaders today. Give them strength and wisdom, my Lord. Help them make the right decision. Right about to know the world of trouble. Hold place shut, don't watch the prices, them a double, my Lord. Mitzi say she a go a back road stand up. You not go recognize her in her clothes and makeup. Youths them a ball, had no food in the pot. Landlord him a forward in him not take no chat. Gabby she a work till she foot her swell up. Stretching out the money but it still not add up. Pressure building up, she said the pipe it a go bust. Lord won't you plead our cause. That's why I'm down on my knees. El Shaddai, won't you carry us please. Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord. Carry us over, Lord. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah. Father, all I want, all I need, yes, we look to you. When the food I run out, and the gas I run out, and the rent it is well overdue. Well, right now my people them hungry. Situation out the road are kinda ugly. You not believe me, then go ask Miss Vicky. She tell you it not pretty at all. Wants cares and needs. For certain people, opportunity that a scarce commodity. Oh, Father, hear my plea. Send another Bogle or another Sister Nanny, another Marcus Garvey, Sam Sharp or Ataki. Lord, send a Moses carry across the Red Sea. Oh, won't you hear my plea? That's why I'm down on my knees. Father, won't you carry us, please? Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord? Carry us over, Jah. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah, Jah. And make we stick to the task, stick to the creed. Stepping out your lane and me not drop me speed. People balling out, Lord, them have more feet. Lord, won't you hear my plea? That's why I'm down on my knees. El Shaddai, won't you carry us, please? Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord? Carry us over, Jah. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah. And it's for all I want and all I need. Yes, we look to you. Or when the gas I run out and the money run out and the rent it is well overdue, Lord, we look to you.
Yeah, Rudy McCray. Lord, we look to you. Whichever God you serve, we look to you at this particular time to reach out to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Stretch forth your hands. Touch the heart of every single person on the planet who can afford to make a donation or a contribution at this time. We're going to take a look now on another video. I just want the people of the world to see that bad things happen on that island. Bad things happen. Let's take a look at another video from St. Vincent. Let's take a look.
Factory. It's a factory. Factory roof gone through up here, right here. Devastating, man. Right? This video was provided by Tour, better known as Deal Medica. You understand? Oya Arut Factory.
Wow.
Has been demolished. This one here for breaking as well. This roof here for breaking. I know what they use it for, but that's too or whatsoever.
Wow, look at all that stuff.
I was doing a fast, you know, very fast one.
Wow.
Everything just mashing. So I want to take the chance during that night.
Wow.
Oh yeah, our factory.
Wow, wow. Wow. Talk to us. That was a factory, right, John?
Yes, it was, you know.
In the red zone, what is basically in the red zone? Talk to us. What kind of conditions the people had before? What are the normal conditions in the red zone? And then tell me what has been disrupted.
Well, the red zone, you know, that area is known for a lot of farming and fishing, the agricultural place, and they deal with a lot of the processing of agricultural produce, agro processing, and so forth. And a couple of the factories well up there would have been destroyed. We're talking about the Arrow factory where they make starch to food. Cassava, that's the same cassava factory as well, would have been destroyed. And so forth. There's an agricultural station up there as well in terms of their livestock. They would have faced some losses as well. And it was all good, and it's known to be the heritage village in St. Vincent and the Grenadines because of the Caribs, you know, who reside there, and the Carib descendants. So it's had, you know, a rich history in terms of the Carib descendants and the natives who were there before us, you know. And it's a beautiful community, it's a beautiful constituency, and a lot of us would journey around National Heroes Day to pay, you know, homage to the national hero, so Joseph Chatelier, and so forth, because we are all connected. And as I mentioned, you know, the Carib descendants, they reside in that part of the country. So it's a country that has in that community, it's a community that has a lot of respect, you know, in terms of rich heritage for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it was beautiful before all this.
And that's why we need the help. We really need the help. Our funds are limited.
We don't have any funds.
We use what we had from our events that we did. As I mentioned before, we are a Juve band. We're actually the #1 Juve band in St. Vincent. So from all those years, we've saved, we've used funds throughout those years, and our funds are almost depleted. Right now, we're just using our connections to get things from out of the US, from out of the UK, to get here and distribute. The thing is that when these items are sent, they take at least 2 to 3 weeks to get here.
Wow.
So when we get the cash, I mean, we have food distribution. I'm actually the CFO of the biggest distribution company in St. Vincent, called Couriers Distribution Limited. On the weekend, the CEO was out delivering bottled water to several homes and shelters. So, you know, we can get things to buy here. But if you don't have the cash, we accept the packaging that you can send for us. Once you contact me, I can give you the address to ship things to. And depending on which country, we have persons on the ground that can take care of receiving and packaging. Just reach out to us. As we said earlier, this is just day 11. We don't know if it's going to be 11 more days, 11 more weeks, or 11 more months.
Please don't go any further. We don't want 11 more years. We can't take that. Most definitely not.
Yeah.
And I want to echo what my brother James has just said, and my brother John. Please, if you have cash right now, because as he's saying, you know, it takes 2 to 3 weeks for a barrel to clear, and the red tape and the this and the that and posting and this and moving from point A to pick up and so on. These things take time. You can go to the Western Union, you can send money, the number's up there to these people, send it to them. You can go to the co-founder immediately and use your card, your credit card, and make your donation. Money gets to these people faster than lightning. You know what I mean? So please, if you can do that, if you have that at your disposal, I'm begging you, please, 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 please.
Yeah, we
this live right now. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We also have our group account, the Country Meets Town Group bank account. So for business place out there who would like to get that banking detail, they can just WhatsApp me and we can get that banking details to them.
Wow.
Our country, our fellow brothers and sisters will very much appreciate. I mean, I know we will rise again, but we will rise again with your help. We don't want to wait 10 years to rise again.
Yes, we can rise faster with the help of each other.
Yes. We want to buy a lot of personal care items for these people, because you know these are things that the food stuff will come, especially for the shelters, but a lot of personal care items, baby diapers, baby food,
right,
toiletries, you know, sometimes these are the things that people forget that are needed in a crisis because they are displaced, and you know, because they can't walk. Yes, they might be getting food and so from the shelters. The family member that they're staying by in a private shelter may be able to help them with food. But, you know, these personal care things are not the cheapest. So here's where we come in and we use our network and we can get things to the people. With your help, we can, and we will rise again. Help to be part of that cause.
Yeah. John, you want to say anything? You want to make any particular plea, please?
Well, I'm begging, I'm pleading with persons out there who are viewing, you know, this live right now to please, I'm begging you to donate, you know, and the money, whatever you donate, whatever liquor you donate, it will be put to good use, right? Carlos James, he's a creditable person and he's a CFO for one of the biggest distribution in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You don't need not to worry about where your money is going. I'm a cultural ambassador / accountant at it as well. So we know about accountability and we value our profession to be honest and to work accordingly and carry a proper work ethics of being, you know, honest accountants and humanitarians. So I'm begging you, please, you know, we're helping the elderly, we're helping those persons who are disabled, we're helping those persons who don't have anything right now. We're helping the babies. We're helping the sick and the shut-in as well in the community because they are unable to go outside and fill up water and stuff like that. They are unable to go to the supermarkets and, you know, the dust. we're helping a lot of persons out there with whatever liquor we have, but we're asking you please to help us. Yeah.
Someone asks for James, and this goes for you too, John, to share your social media information at this time.
Right. On Facebook, you can find us, Country Mates Tongue Juveban. On Instagram, also Country Mates Tongue Juveban. I'll open up the exact name of the handler. So I'll get it up in shortly. But once you type in Country Mates Tongue, you will find it there.
Okay. John?
Yeah, well, I recently posted it on the YouTube live. That's Hans John for Facebook and Instagram. It's AJMCEJOHN. Hans John for everything. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and if you want to reach out to me as well, Carlos James is my very close neighbor. He's a stone throw away from me, so it wouldn't be a problem at all to reach.
Okay. All right.
Well, I also copy the links on the YouTube live.
Right.
And as we say, please share it. It will reach someone else, even if it reach one extra person.
Exactly.
That can be one extra home we can help. I mean, some of these homes, I'm telling you, just imagine a family of 2 accommodating a family of 9.
Wow.
You could understand the dynamic of the space. You know, they were 2, but now you can't know that your sister was living in the red zone and you wouldn't allow them to go into one of the public shelters. You prefer them to be home with you, but at the same time you don't have the accommodation to host the 9, but you'll squeeze it, as we say here. So, you know, we have several private homes who we are trying to source mattress for them, because I mean, it might sound very sad to say they're sleeping on just a comfort or sometimes just on the ground. You know, it hurts my heart to say it, but it's the reality out there right now.
You have to
it's
say
the reality.
You have to.
So it's not just to buy food stuff alone, but it's just, as I keep saying, is to make people feel comfortable. And it is not easy when you're away from your home to be comfortable in another space. I mean, sometimes you go to a hotel room, even a 5-star hotel, but just knowing that you're not in your own space is not as comfortable. So just imagine these 20,000 plus Vincentians, my fellow brothers and sisters, babies, teens, and you know, it's painful. And something that we almost miss, Hans, is the disruption to the school system right now. Because a lot of the shelters are schools. And then with this now, we have kids in grade 6 preparing for their exams. It is hard. It is hard. It's a hard time. We will recover, but with your help, we can recover quicker. Please reach out to us.
I'm going to show the very first video that we started off, because a lot of people came in afterwards and they probably didn't get a chance to see the video, the very first video. So I need to go back to that, John, you know, James. I need to go back to that first video, because it wraps it up all. It tells it all. I just have to show, you know, for some of those who didn't get a chance to see, you know, what really happened to our fellow St. Vincent. That must have been a miracle why we haven't had a loss of lives. Bro. It's a miracle. You know,
Yes.
just look at just listening to that sound. You know what I mean? Alone is frightening. So I can tell you this that all of the people in the St. Vincent and the Grenadine are blessed people. There's not been one loss of life due to this volcanic eruption, and we give God thanks for that. But we need your help. We are pleading to you all over the world. All over the world. I know most of you are a little bit more comfortable in your own space. You know, please go to the Real Helping Hand crowdfunding. Contact James, Carlos James at 784-434-1213. Contact John Hans on Instagram. Make sure you know your little contribution. And like I said before, if you cannot contribute, share this broadcast. And in sharing this broadcast, you help to sensitize the rest of the world who didn't see it as we go live. You help to sensitize them as to the need and the plight of our brothers and sisters, our brothers St. Vincent in St. Vincent and the Grenadine. You want to say anything in closing? You can start, whichever.
Well, thanks for having us, Big Stone. You know, we're truly grateful for the opportunity to use this platform to get the word out and to reach out to persons outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the rest of the world. Let me personally thank Carlos once again for accepting and coming on board and joining forces. And it's it's something that is needed, and I really appreciate the effort of everyone involved, and we're truly blessed and grateful for the opportunity. And big up to the people who are donating, who started donating, and who are viewing this live in Jamaica, in the UK, and the rest of the world. Trust me, we are grateful that you could take some time out to listen to our cry and our needs here in St. Vincent. God bless.
James?
I must also say thanks to you and your network for providing this platform for us. I mean, the networking that we do ourselves and the reach that we have already attained, I can only imagine the additional reach we are having now. And to you, we say thanks. The amount that we've done, I'm confident that we can do a lot more with this platform. So, persons, please share it. You may not be able to help, but your fellow colleague may be able to help. It may reach the CEO of a business place who will be in a position to help. Please share it. My fellow brothers and sisters need the help. It's one nation, one wholehearted effort, and together we shall rise again.
Wow.
St. Vincent will appreciate it. The love that we get from persons out there when we visit them, I know they will appreciate it because it's not just coming from us, it's coming from you, through us, to them.
Well said, my brother. Well said. As you know, I am a Garveyite, and I have to use this quote before I go and before I say my last word. The Honorable Marcus Garvey said, "The aim that you serve, which is selfish, will get you no further than yourself. But the aim that you serve, which is common to all, will get you into eternity." And I say that from the depths of my heart because I know it's true. If you are selfless and you believe in sharing and caring, trust me, your name will never, ever be forgotten. Please have the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in your everyday thoughts, in your everyday prayers, in your everyday donation. Put a little bit aside for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines because you never know when travesty might come knocking on your door. It's been a wonderful 1 hour and 20 something minutes sitting here with you, telling you the story of our fellow our neighbors, telling us of their plight, telling you of the heroic deeds of John Hans and Carlos James.
Hans John.
Hans John, Hans John. I said it backwards, but it's the same guy. You can't miss it.
Yes. The same biblical guy.
The same biblical guy. And, you guys have been wonderful, man. I'm so sorry that we had to meet on this platform where disaster brought us together. But hopefully, like you said, Carlos, that this will blow over. We don't know if it's going to take another 11 days, 11 weeks, 11 months, right? That's why we're pleading to you and we're begging you to, use up that cash. Use that cash apps, use up that cash because cash moves faster than food and kinds. Reach out to these brothers. They're doing a remarkable job. And I wish my own country in Jamaica, we have seen 1,301 murders last year. This year, we have seen over 400 people killed. So we're begging you to get back to the love. Take a picture out of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Look how they've come together, rallied together under the most severe of circumstances. Reaching out, one person who normally lived with their kid and so on, sharing their home to 9 other people, not people that they know, strangers. So we need to take a page out of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in loving and caring and sharing. And if we do that, what a beautiful place this world will be. I had a wonderful time. Anything else you guys want to add in parting, man? Platform is all yours. Anything you forget that you want to say? Anybody you want to thank or big up on Ray?
Well, I must of course say kudos to my team because it's not just me alone. I mean, there are a lot of others in the background who do what they have to do. Everybody have their own strengths.
Yes.
And our efforts now are at the shelters and the private homes. But when the time comes, when there's significant cleanup need to be done and also cleaning to homes, we have guys in our team who are already volunteering that they know that construction work, which most of them do, will not be up and running, but they're willing to give up their time. I've already saw some power washers because those will be needed to help to clean homes, yards, and persons who will not be able to have the funds and the persons who will not be able on their own to do it. And our network, we are already putting things in place. So I'm thanking all my team members for their efforts. When we do our events, they don't look for anything so that these cash can now come and help. And likewise, you out there can help us to do more in our country. We also want to say thanks to the shelter managers for accommodating us when we come to the shelters. They treat us with care because they know that we mean well. We have a good relationship. I mean, most of the shelter managers in our constituency can just WhatsApp us at any time. That's the kind of relationship we build out there. And with your help, we can reach more of the communities. I think there's 87 shelters throughout the country, and that's the public shelters.
Wow.
I personally have direct contact to about 15, but with your help, I can double that, triple that, and get more direct with them, know their personal needs in the shelter. There might be just one person in a shelter who need a specific thing that they can't get from Nemo. We may be able to get that for them. And thank you again for this platform, for giving us the time, and share it, my friends. I am saying my friends because
One family.
no matter where we are in the world, we are one family. My team, or before we formed the Country Meets Town Band, if you notice my other logo, OAT, it's for Outer Trouble Family.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we formed the Country Meets Town Juve Band, and we mean well.
Okay.
And with your help, we will do more. Please help us. Our nation will be grateful for any assistance you can give us.
Wow. Well, like I said, my last word would be we're planning a virtual concert, man. Let's do this, John. You know, Ants, let's do this, man. You know, let's plan this concert. So funding can never be too much, man, because after the cleaning up, there probably might be a lot of sick people with all that ash that you have floating around in the air. Respiratory problem might just start coming up, and
yes, we might.
Again,
yeah,
we need the help that we all can, you know, can give. You know, I wish this would end, man. I wish we could go on and on and on and on, but I know you guys are very busy. But this video will be up, so we want you to share it. We want you to go to that Real Helping Hand crowdfunding if you don't have access to a Western Union. Get all the information from Carlos James or Ants John and donate. Reach into your pocket. You know, that $20 that you might buy in a couple of beers with. I'm not saying to stop your joy, you know, but at least say, let me put away that Burger King and that Big Mac sandwich, which is not too good for your health anyway. And let me help the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They need it at this time. You know, they need it. John, you're an artist, right?
Yes, I am an artist.
So we never talk a little bit about that, man, because we need, after the cleaning up, you know, is that, do you use the word bacchanal like they do in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, man, we have plenty bacchanal and fete and party, you know?
Yeah, man, I want to come over there and bacchanal and, you know what I mean, and rub down after this, after we clean up the country and get the sick treated and the people back to normal. We really invite the rest of the world because you're a tourist attraction, right? What is your attraction there for tourists? When people come to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, what can they look forward to when we clean up and fix the place up?
Well, speaking of attraction, you know, one of our number one attraction was the volcano. A lot of persons.
You're kidding me, can't be
No, I'm being honest here. I'm being very honest. You know, people.
Not when it's erupted, though. Not when it's erupted.
No.
We just point at the mountain and say, "Oh, the volcano is up there. Take a look." Right?
You know, but we have a lot of we have 32 islands. The Grenadines is actually a chain of islands, so we have 32.
Oh, really?
Islands.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful tourism destination for persons who want to snuggle, yachts, dive in terms of restaurants and so forth. And we have lots of waterfalls. You know.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, almost every week or every month we would have discovered some new waterfalls here on mainland St. Vincent. You know, and our carnival is one of the best carnival in the world. It's known to be the hottest carnival in the Caribbean. And Carlos James, the biggest Juve band, #1 Juve band in St. Vincent.
Wow.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
and
Carlos, I want to hold you to it, Carlos.
Yes, yeah. So when Paul, you know, I could just mention it. On Saturday, we took a tabletop stove for someone.
Mm-hmm.
He had a shelter which a family member gave him to stay. 5 or 6 of them. In interacting with him, because when I call somebody, when I get a contact, I let you know who I'm calling from. And when I said Country Meets Tongue, he said, but that's the band I just playing. When we took this stuff for him Saturday night, we gave him the tabletop. He had his own gas bottle and everything. When I went to the trunk and take out the bags for him, he said, all that for me? he said to me and my other fellow member there that, well, all the Juve play, my money you go to waste because watch how much I get him back. So when this is done and dusted, when you visit St. Vincent for Vincy Mass, Country Meets Tongue is the band to play in. And you see the good work that we do.
And also, you know, we have Island Network Flow Monday T-shirt band on the road. One of the biggest Monday jam. You know, Island Network partnering with Flow on the road for Carnival Tuesday. It's, trust me, you don't want to miss the experience. And Island Network have been producing a lot of shows as well. So plenty backstage access. You're well taken care of, and Carlos have the right links for you too. You know?
Don't worry, man. I will be there, man. After we clean up this mess and we get everybody back to their rightful place in their home with the help of these beautiful people, because I know a lot of people tune in to this live. I know that. And I know a lot of people are concerned because I see the way they correspond with me. And Gaza girl, she said, Vincy will recover. You know, we will get through this. It too will pass. Hopefully, we can say that about the crime that is happening in our country. I hope too that this pandemic will pass, where people can come together again, love each other, mingle, bacchanal, out at town meet country, at country meet town. I love food, you know. What is the #1 dish in St. Vincent and the Bacchanal? Don't tell me pork, you know. No pork.
You're a sauce man? You like sauce food?
What do you mean? We like it hot.
Well, we have some of the best cooks around. You'll get some nice bull-tone soup.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, man.
In Jamaica, we don't say bull tone, you know. We say
what you said?
Cow cod soup. Raw and say cow cod soup. You know, it is the biggest thing. It makes your muscles strong. Like, what do you think I just get fat by looking at food, James? Huh?
I'm not sure.
No. We eat and we mingle and we share and we care. So it's been a wonderful time, man. I want to thank you all, man. You all act like as if I know you for a long, long time, man. And like I said before, I'm so sorry to meet you brothers under these dire circumstances. But guess what? I'm very happy that I did. It was not a problem for me to utilize my platform or my time. Nothing could have stopped me from doing this live to help my countrymen and my neighbors and my friends. Thank you all for watching. And I love you from Jamaica. I love you all, man. Take care of yourself. In Jamaica, we say, what good? And tell everybody all day. All right?
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah.